Son of Porthos. King Louis XIV of France has returned to his palace of Saint-Germain, and the sleepy little town has reassumed its gala aspect. The sun shines with added brightness, and the palace gardens bloom anew with the shining satins and rich velvets of courtiers and the gay uniforms of royal musketeers. Here, after his long absence in Lille, His Most Christian Majesty Louis of France is holding court, and there are few of importance in the realm not to be found at this gay gathering. Joël is not there, for the dark, forbidding walls of the Bastille hide him from the world of fashion, and the gentle Maria Theresa, rightful Queen of France, sits lonely and friendless in her own apartment. But the Duke of Almada is in evidence, and his friend Boilarier, Monsieur de la Reynie, grave and absorbed in the course of justice, Françoise d'Aubigne, the new Marchioness de Fougères, and elegant in the sunshine, Monsieur Écrivaux, the Musketeer, is talking with a group of friends.
And with a splendid thrust through the chest, the young brave finished the duel. The braggart lay upon the green turf. Our Corporal de Breguet was no more.
He was a giant, you say?
Oh, such a man as the gods might love, a veritable tower of strength, with a great sword such as our fathers used, and of a size no ordinary mortal could wield with ease.
And what has become of this limb of a fiend?
Alas, he's under lock and key, they tell me.
Oh, so he's human after all. I warrant I was beginning to wonder, after your poetical description, my friend. Are they going to try him?
I took some trouble over the inquiries, but it has got me nowhere. I don't know.
Oh, my friend, you're losing your art, I vow. Was the time no secret was safe from Master Écrivaux once he'd made up his mind to discover it?
You do me then justice, comrade. In truth, I liked the Breton very much, and my heart was so heavy that he should have been taken for such a fight as that. I made it my business to discover what did happen.
Yet you still don't know?
Oh, I do not know, monsieur, because even the Lord Lieutenant does not know. Oh, they cannot try our Breton because they have no proof he is of noble blood as they pretend. To all intents, he is really Monsieur Joël of Lochmarie.
Impossible. Come, my friend. If that lad Porthos you would have us believe he can be no commoner.
If my friend Ericourt or Garce were here, they'd bear me out, I warrant you. Oh, 'twas such a fight, gentlemen.
Then there can be no doubt as to his blood, Écrivaux. No commoner could know such secrets of fencing as would kill a royal musketeer. And with the thrust of Porthos that you mentioned, why, that is a thrust passed on from one generation to another. No ordinary man could learn of it.
My friends, it is not I who question the Breton's noble birth, but Monsieur de la Reynie, who, being a gentleman of law, needs proof.
If I had my way, I'd send him home to plant his cabbages and cut them with his huge sword. For he seems to have fought as a gentleman and a brave man.
I vouch for that.
The swordsman never thought a duelist dishonored for having broken the law. The dishonor would have been in his not accepting the challenge. Yes, he killed your corporal.
Oh, gentlemen, to tell the truth, this de Breguet was not prepossessing. A toper who drank when not dicing and wrangled without cause. Still, His Majesty is angry that his edicts are being disobeyed since he renewed them. And I tell you, my captain had hard work to pluck from under the royal hand we four who acted as seconds for the fight.
But he has pardoned you.
As far as life goes. But we will step out of the household troops uniform and join the active army. Ah, dear. This is my last appearance at so gay a gathering. My next social appointment is with sword and cannonball.
But how was this Breton discovered? I take it you seconds gave no information.
Upon my sword, we did not. 'Twas the giant's own fault. Truly, he's not a size to be seen and forgotten, and he acted without caution. He has the strong man's scorn for skulking. No doubt he could hide if he wanted to. There's too much of him.
Surely such a fighter as this Breton would have been more useful at the front with you and Ericourt than in the Bastille.
Ah, but you cannot expect crowned heads to have logic like that in them, my friend. Nay, I fear me our hero will be wasted in prison or the galleys, unless they shoot or hang him.
In that case, he had better be done for at once. For upon my sword, though I've never clapped eyes on him, I am beginning to like him. And I do not like my friends to suffer. join the company, my lord?
In good time, Boilarier, when there is company worth joining. Peaceful up here on the terrace, my lord.
One can look out over the whole assembly, see all who are here.
It is a pity we cannot see the one face we are seeking.
Yes, my lord.
Hey, there is a thing I cannot easily forgive, Boilarier. It is not often I do not gain my way once I have set my heart upon it. And it irks me that a young and friendless girl should defy me in this manner.
Alas, my lord, all our pack of sleuth hounds have been sent afield. The best has drawn blank.
My man, Esteban, the most cunning knave that ever was, the rascal calling himself Captain Codberth, has a nasty cut to seek revenge for. Even Degray, the police spy, he, like all the others, has been bucketed, baffled, and foiled to the top of his skill.
Has your excellency reflected on this point? That Madame de la Musketeer, if I am to believe the reports at my side, frets not a bit over her young kinswoman's disappearance. From this, I imagine the old dame is not ignorant of where she hides.
You may be right.
Has not my lord thought to get information from her?
I am not a fool, Boilarier. But the old woman is practically in her dotage, and one gets no sense from her. Her old serving woman is equally impenetrable. So things go on. In the entire universe, there is but one incorruptible chamberwoman, and luck falls so that she is across our path. Where can the child be hiding, Boilarier? She is but a child, an orphan, friendless, a stranger, here in Paris, while you and I know it better than the corridors of our childhood homes. Where can she be?
Is it possible that she is no longer in Paris? Perhaps she has returned home.
To Anjou, I have sent messengers where she's not to be seen. So we are foiled, my friend, by a young and inexperienced female. And here we stand, you and I, on the terrace of Saint-Germain, with all the nobility of France milling round in the garden below us. But the one face we need is absent, vanished like a puff of smoke against the sky.
Then we must throw down our cards. The winning one is not amongst them.
Oh, my friend, you are no card player. The winning card is not in our hand, but we can substitute another. I do not conceal that this loss puts me in a terrible turmoil, but I am far from beaten. Oh, would that I could lay hands upon that interfering Breton. Had he not clattered down the Rue Musketeer at such an inopportune moment, we need not have been in this trouble.
But has not this youth also disappeared?
Proof the pair have gone off together. Young love. It is the most inconvenient and unpredictable of foibles. The fire that destroys the sane logic of man's life. But this time, Boilarier, it has gone too far. These children have stood between me and my goal. They have thrown themselves across the path of the Duke of Almada, and that Boilarier is equal to signing their death warrant. There is no corner in France which they shall safely hide.
No, my lord. But what of the substitute you must find for Mademoiselle de Tremblay?
Yes, that is the matter for the present. Gossip says His Majesty has returned in poor humor with the Marchioness.
Gossip also has it the Marchioness has plans of her own to defeat such a humor. She still has much influence with the king, though, my lord.
And more power than suits our purpose. A plague on the Bretons. This is the moment when the king is at odds with the Montespan, and we are not in a position to take advantage of it. What has put the king in such a humor?
Some say it is because of advice she gave him which is curdled in the practice of it. Others say it is worry over the insurrection of Duke Charles to the reign. Then there is the Queen's health. I have been speaking with one of her physicians, and he is truly worried over her continued indisposition. It was because of this His Majesty returned so soon.
I believe he is fond of her, though he shows his affection in strange ways. All this but proves to me that the moment is upon us to act, and we are not ready. Louis' mind in such a froth over so many things, a fresh and pretty face would prove a welcome distraction.
But, my lord, even with Mademoiselle de Tremblay in our custody, if His Majesty is in so grim a mood, Louis of France is no friend of ours, my lord. We would be constrained to tread most carefully.
You do me an injustice, Boilarier. Louis of France may hate with all his passions Aramis the Musketeer or the Bishop of Vannes, whom I once was. He will not readily forget the part I played with Porthos by my side in dethroning him.
Nor the terms you and your comrades once extorted from his mother, Anne of Austria.
But the Duke of Almada, my dear Boilarier, is quite another person. I represent the sovereign lord of Spain. If only I had the girl. What is going on yonder? Why is that flocking to one spot? Has the king come forth?
It is not yet time for Louis. I cannot see. Ah, yes. It is the Marchioness de Montespan making an entrance, arriving but a few minutes before His Majesty, surrounded by her admirers. Oh, my lord, she is a formidable enemy.
But one I shall vanquish despite all obstacles. Oh, how strange is life, Laurier. Alone in her room sits Queen Maria Theresa, but the gilded throng surround the Marchioness. His Majesty is not with her?
No. There are but two ladies by her side.
Only two? How modest her requirements this morning are true. There must be some scheme spinning in her brain. Who are they?
One is the royal governess, she whom the king has rewarded with the rank of Marchioness de Chaudière. The other...
Oh, one of her sisters, I expect.
It cannot be. My lord, I'm laboring under a delusion.
What ails you now? What is the matter?
No, not here. And yet that step, those features...
What ague is this that sets you stuttering? What do you see?
My lord, look, see for yourself. With the Marchioness. It is the girl whom we believe buried in the bowels of the earth. She who escaped all our searches.
Mademoiselle du Tremblay.
His Most Christian Majesty, Louis XIV of France, has arrived. The slight, elegant figure, aglitter with diamonds, resplendent in velvets and fine Flemish lace, makes its stately way through the gardens to the courtyard with its playing fountains, and the bowing courtiers step discreetly back as Louis of France pauses graciously beside the Marchioness de Montespan.
Sire, the sun shines more brightly since you returned to Saint-Germain. My heart is lighter because of it.
Yet you were not here to welcome us, madame.
I was with my children, sire.
Laudable indeed, madame.
It was a great grief to me that I was not here when you arrived.
You bear it bravely.
As a woman must, sire. It seems you are not anxious to receive me.
A king has much upon his mind, madame. Many people have claims on my attention.
Such as the new Marchioness de Chaudière. Indeed, I was overjoyed on behalf of my dear Françoise. She has, as you know, existed upon my charity for many years. It is truly gratifying that your Majesty should take an interest in
I felt bound to reward her for the care she has taken of the children, of whom I am cognizant of the fact that she has been truly a mother.
His Majesty's kindness and consideration is beyond measure.
Madame, to my regret, I have to inform you of a decision I have come to, which will certainly affect you as much as it does myself.
I am listening, sire.
As you will realize, madame, it is necessary for us to be most careful at all times, particularly so at the moment. The Queen is so ill, I am bound to spare her anything at all that might distress and impede her in recovery.
I see that your Majesty has been listening to the Queen's physicians, who must, of course, pay something to earn their salary.
No, madame. I have been guided solely by my own instincts, which alone I obey.
As you have decided, it only remains for me to bow to your wisdom. The preachers Bossuet and Bordelou are possessed with such eloquence as to make converts to a wall of stone. I have been converted, sire, and this alone justifies me in breaking all bonds which are a weight upon my conscience.
You surely do not mean
that we should part. Was it not that you had in mind also?
No, that we should be discreet.
But I must take the initiative. I am only too happy, sire, to spare you the mortification of telling me to depart.
You are smiling, madame. It is some joke, perhaps. I cannot believe it. Serious.
It is settled, then. I shall leave the court tomorrow. Good intentions are best carried out immediately.
Do you then leave without regret?
I do.
You can dispense so easily, without a qualm, with everything?
I have no reason to be uneasy about my children. As I so recently heard Your Majesty say, they will be cared for by their second mother, the Marchioness de Souvier. Besides, I may be allowed to see them in my retreat at Cluny.
Would you try to forgive everyone?
Without exception.
Very well, then. If you must, go.
As soon as I have finished the duty, placed under the scepter of Your Majesty's justice a person whom the Queen's friends themselves would deem worthy of your interest. Mademoiselle, come here. Yes, my lady. Sire, this young lady, daughter of one of your old and faithful servants who has been pursued by villains, begs to be placed under the safeguard of your justice and authority.
But now she offers me an angel. Judging by her look. What is the lady's name, madame?
Sire, Mademoiselle Aurore de Tremblay, daughter of the former governor of the Bastille. Sire, she has been victim of an audacious attempt to abduct her in the streets of Paris. Speak, my young friend. Let His Majesty believe the event impossible. Indeed, it is true, sire.
So the author shall be discovered and punished.
I doubt not that the perpetrator is someone above the law.
Madame, know that I allow nobody in my kingdom to set laws in defiance.
Yet I should beg measures to be taken for her safety, for I reckon on being accompanied to Cluny Convent by this poor hunted girl.
Rest assured, the young lady is now beneath my protection.
Oh, sir, how kind you are.
It is a prince's duty to watch over the safety of his subjects. A chief duty to fulfill, and the object of the daughter of one of his gentlemen, and is herself one of the most accomplished persons whom I have ever had the blessing to admire in my court.
Disgraceful. You take the bait.
You spoke, madame.
But to beg leave to go, sire.
If you must go, madame, at least I may come sometimes to disturb your solitude. If only to show your charming protégé that your feeding is not forgotten.
You shall always be welcome, sire.
And when the present tide of ridiculous gossip has died, and the Queen has recovered, without doubt, you will both return to the court.
If Your Majesty desires it.
I will see you before you go.
I trust so, sire.
Until then, madame.
Farewell, Your Majesty. Come, mademoiselle. Come.
Fairy women are. I expected a tirade, and I met with soft words. I think she will be sad to go. And alas, she's too eager. And then the child. So strange, so fairy-like. Something to Tremblay. Spring itself is not more beautiful. And I doubt if heaven holds my purity and innocence. Despite all obstacles, I cannot now let Madame stay too long behind her convent wall.
Is she not divinely fair?
My Lord Aramis, do you question me?
Heaven forbid that I should so far forget my respect. I only ventured to echo your Majesty's thoughts. Pray overlook my error or my wrongfulness in act.
Are you a fortune teller, my lord, that you can read my thoughts? Of whom were you speaking?
The same of whom you were thinking. The lady who has just left you.
Madame de Montespan? She has just announced her retirement to a convent.
That is her day. But it was of the other, younger lady I spoke. The Marchioness is indisputably fair, but only the fairest of earthly creatures, while her companion is like an angel come down from the sky. Mademoiselle du Tremblay.
Then you know her.
If such is my good fortune. And I take the liberty to add that never has a loftier and braver spirit inhabited more perfect freedom. Indeed, she comes of a good family in Anjou, and fully deserves whatever favors the king may shower upon her.
For the moment, my lord, she asks for nothing but protection.
As though such an angel could have enemies.
Yet an attempt was made to abduct her by some scoundrel, whom I shall have my police deal with.
You may be certain, sir, that no one forms more ardent vows than I do for the punishment of the guilty. Ah, that I was young again at the happiest period of my life, when one is no longer a boy, nor yet a dry leaf, to love, to reward, to punish with one's own hand.
Indeed, those happy years, my lord.
Though of age and death one should not speak to princes, yet that sigh testifies to an alarming state of mind, for one in the very prime of life.
Duke, you do not look upon a happy man.
Surely it cannot be as a monarch that you have become fond of sighs.
Where shall a king find one to love him for himself? Do not slander the sex, sire. There is one not far distant, I believe. Has this fair young lady no kinsfolk? Alas, she is an orphan. A deplorable condition I wish to call to your Majesty's attention. I am all attention. This ward of the Marchioness, in some degree mine also, though she has not charged me with it, came to Paris to prosecute a lawsuit on which depends the subsistence of her younger brother and sister. Our Aurore is poor but proud beyond equal, and she sues for nothing. Hence it is I who plead for her, thinking if some post could be given, however humble, near your august person, its income would eke out her meager resources. You plead most eloquently, my lord. As a post of reader is vacant in the Queen's household, I am accorded to mademoiselle. One cannot stay by your Majesty any length of time without every instant augmenting one's gratitude. Your ward may at once enter on her duties. I will speak to the Queen myself. And from her lips your interesting orphan shall hear the good news. And you too, my lord, if you come this evening, as I trust. I will not fail, sire. In that case, keep well until we meet this evening, my dear Duke. Till then, farewell. Farewell, my king.
Well, my lord, have we the cue?
In faith, Valerier, I am not complaining. The game is as good as won. I should have thought the card party too frivolous an occupation for the Minister of War. I wait for the King, my lord. I have news for him. Grave news by your manner. War is always grave news, my lord. I only trust His Majesty will regard it as such. From all accounts, he has other things on his mind. What think you of these rumors? Oh, one cannot pay too much attention. They follow royalty as night to day. Yet there is truth in them. The Marchioness is retiring to a convent. I have that on excellent authority. Indeed. But whether in disgrace or not, I would not care to say. She has not the bearing of one disgraced to make die. I would say that she went on her own accord, judging by her bearing here tonight. There are many who disapprove of the Marchioness at court. His Majesty has been advised before to send her away. Is he then weary of her, do you think? Who can tell? Myself, I'm a careful man. I should not think it would be very safe to weary of La Montespan. Ladies and gentlemen, the King! Do not let me interfere with your arrangements, madame. Let no one be disturbed. Continue, I pray. Your pardon, sire. What is it, Louvet? I realize His Majesty has much upon his mind. But if you could grant me your attention a moment, sire. I'm attending, Louvet. Sire, I must inform you that the Duke of Lorraine has marched his forces into Freiburg, where he threatens our Alsatian strongholds insufficiently garrisoned, I'm sorry to admit, as our troops have not had time to cross the Rhine on their return from Flanders. Sire, are you listening? Yes? Listening? Certainly, Louvet. But it seems to me more matters to be decided in council than at the card party. It is of the utmost urgency. We shall endeavor to remedy the evil at the council tomorrow, Louvet. This is the Queen's card party, and my place is beside Her Majesty. Tomorrow, Louvet, tomorrow. As you will, Your Majesty.
You wish to speak with me, Marchioness? I crave that honor, Your Majesty. Rise, then. What is it? Your Majesty will allow me to inform you of my resolution to leave the court and retire to my domain of Plany. My dear Marchioness, I have no right to prevent your so doing as you wish. It is the king who may retain or grant you leave.
No doubt His Majesty, whom you have consulted before coming to me, will have communicated his will. He has graciously given his consent, madame. Then I will but add, whatever he has decided was well decided. You have my permission, unnecessary though it is.
Thank you, madame. Then I will take my leave.
One moment, Marchioness.
Yes, Your Majesty?
Mention has been made to me of a noble, orphan young lady whom you have warmly recommended to His Majesty's fancy. I wish to do something for her. Is this Mademoiselle de Tremblay here?
She is. She stands alone there by the altar. I have sent a message to her. She turns this way. A delicate child, madame, as you will perceive, modest and shy of manner. See how differently she approaches. Such qualities are almost unknown among our Parisians, but especially nonetheless.
I am delighted, sire, to find you so impressed with my protégé.
Come nearer, lady.
Madame, I do assure you, Mademoiselle de Tremblay needs no help, I thank heaven.
You are right, Marchioness. From this moment, she has nothing to fear. For henceforward, she belongs to my household.
To yours, madame?
To mine, Marchioness. She takes the place left vacant by Madame d'Aiguesper and will be installed by the mistress of the house into the office tomorrow.
Oh, what have I done, Your Majesty, to deserve such honor?
Rise, child, and recover yourself. I have been told your father left no property, though he had long and faithfully served the realm. What I am granting, with the assent and from the initiative of the king, is no favor, as you seem to think, but the beginning of reparation. That is all.
There is none on earth, madame. I would sooner serve than the Queen of France.
Duchess, place Mademoiselle de Tremblay near yourself. It is understood she is not to quit you until we shall have lodged her in the apartment which you will have made ready for her.
My deepest gratitude, madame.
A gentle soul she seems, sire. And one it gives me pleasure to have.
Thank you for doing so, madame. I am sure you, Marchioness, will rest easier behind your convent wall, knowing your protégé is now in the safekeeping of the Queen herself.
It is good to do an action which brings joy to everyone.
You are right, madame, and I must congratulate the recipient of your gift. I shall see you again, Marchioness.
Indeed, sire, you may count upon that.
Are you satisfied, Mademoiselle de Tremblay?
Oh, sire, I have not words to thank you.
It is not I who should thank, but your friend whose earnest entreaty furnished me with the means of repairing forgetfulness which was growing into a fault.
My friend, the Marchioness.
It was I, mademoiselle, who ventured to entreat on your behalf.
Oh, the Chevalier d'Herblay.
The Spanish ambassador, mademoiselle, Duke of Almada. At the Golden Heron, did I not promise you should see me again?
Oh, it is to you, then, that I owe this honor.
I am your obedient servant. Your friend, if you deem me worthy of that title, and your physician, as you may remember by my experience on the summer highway.
Oh, I could never forget it.
Nor, alas, can I forget my obligations. The duties of a king are many, mademoiselle, and I shall be accused of neglecting them if I do not stick with all here. My regret at leaving you is only lessened by the knowledge that I leave you with so old and trusted a friend as the Duke of Almada.
Farewell, sire.
Not farewell, mademoiselle, but au revoir. But I shall return to your side when I have done my duty by the Queen's marriage.
My lord, truly, I am overwhelmed with these honors tonight, and cannot thank you enough for your part in it.
Then let me ask one favor in return, mademoiselle. I crave a few minutes hearing, not here or this evening. There are no secrets in such a gathering as this. I crave a private audience.
I am more than happy to confer upon you the favor you ask. More so, as I have an entreaty to address to you.
Can there be anything lacking from your happiness tonight? I should have thought that you now had all any young girl's heart could desire.
With your help, for you can relieve me of the doubt, ignorance which is killing me.
Command me as you like, child, but hush. A court function is no place for confidences. I hear that you are staying with the headmistress of the Queen's ladies until you have your own apartment. If the Queen does not rise till late, I shall call on you tomorrow.
I shall look forward to that meeting, my lord. Sire, I wish to speak with you.
I thought we had said all we had to say, madame.
I wish to offer my congratulations, sire.
Upon what?
Your scheme for keeping Mademoiselle de Tremblay at Saint-Germain and close at hand.
She will be under the Queen's eye.
The Queen's eye, sire, is notoriously blind where you are concerned.
I do not understand you.
I wish but to compliment you on your cunning, that was all. Well done, sire.
Yes. You speak in riddles, madame. You do not beg me to look after the welfare of this poor girl. After all, am I not carrying out your own wishes in this regard? It seems to me you are ungrateful for my bounty.
Sire, I beg to take my leave.
I regret, madame, that we passed thus closely.
I fear, sire, you will regret it more before the game is done. This is not the last card, and I have yet to play.
Well, it is good to see you again.
And you, sir. Pray be seated.
Come, child. Why this sorrow on your sweet face? Why are your cheeks so pale? Why this emotion? Oh, child, I have been in holy orders and was wont to hear confessions much more painful than any you have to tell. Is there any need to tremble at undergoing so universal a face as falling in love?
Indeed. Have you guessed then, my lord?
I had no need for wizardry to do so. I had but to look at your face and see there the reflection from your candid mind.
Am I so transparent?
You have not learned court ways, mademoiselle, to deceive and delude.
You are right. I am in love.
What else could you expect, my child, in a court full of dazzling cavaliers with burning eye and winsome speech?
The man I love, my lord, is not a noble of the court.
Oh, a friend of your childhood, perhaps. A companion of your youth you left behind in the province of Anjou?
No, my lord.
This I know, it cannot be any low-born fellow. A girl of your birth and character does not look below her for a mate.
My lord, Monsieur Joël is a gentleman.
Joël? Indeed, I have heard the name before. Oh, to be sure, I recall it. The young gentleman of the Nantes coast. Now I am quite at my ease. After you're giving me such a fright? Oh, this is not serious at all.
I love him.
No nonsense. A girlish start, but stopping at the first chapter.
I love him.
I am not ignorant that he defended you against some footpad or other, and heaven forbid that I should gainsay your feeling some gratitude towards him. But lasting gratitude would degenerate into folly.
I love him.
And then, child, you will have to muster courage to tear this foolish passion from your heart. Everything at the same time commands you to do so.
What do you mean, my lord?
Listen to me, my child, that all may be clear to you.
I am listening, my lord. What with trepidation?
Isolated as you have been in the country, some rumors must have reached you of the part played at court by Louise de la Valliere, the first love of our sovereign. Likewise, you cannot be ignorant of the position held here at present by the Marchioness de Montespan, whose patronage you accept.
It is quite true. I have heard the story of de la Valliere and the services of the Marchioness. I accepted, not without repugnance and self-resistance, as heaven is my witness. But their conduct is no care of mine. As a Christian, I pity them.
Yet you must admit that their fate is to be ended. To reign over a king, dispose with both hands his boons and favors to assure the peace of Europe, or at pleasure unchain the dogs of war upon the nation, to inspire grand ideas, great deeds.
This, my lord, is the function of a queen.
If the queen were able to accomplish it, in the first place, she must have her husband's love. Our king never felt more than esteem for Maria Theresa. A policy united them, temperament separated them.
I feel no less compassion for the queen than for her rivals. Yet were the choice given me, I should prefer her loneliness to their victory.
I wonder. Mademoiselle, the queen has had, the king I should say, has had a fresh feeling spring up in his heart.
He no longer loves Madame de Montespan?
He loves another, a beautiful creature who need never dread the fate of other favorites if she will listen to the advice of a true friend in exchange for a devotion above proof.
My lord, pray be indulgent. I am but a poor country girl, and really, I do not understand. I wonder if...
Do you tell me that you have not understood of whom I speak? Mademoiselle, it is you the king loves.
Oh, heaven help me. My lord, the king loves me. Me?
Now be calm, my child. You have a superior mind, as I have a practical one. Such a combination is unbeatable. Together we shall govern France. So far, the people have cursed the king's favorite. Let them learn to bless you. Where are you going, Mademoiselle?
To quit this house, my lord. What did you expect? I will leave this town and return to my native village, where the peasants have not yet learned to cease to respect me.
Surely you are not in your senses after what I have just told you.
It is precisely what you have told me that commands me to remain no longer in a place where I have been insulted.
Insulted?
I do not care to hurt your feelings, my lord, for I am not one who repays insult in the same coin. Besides, I do not believe you meant to insult me. For the world in which you dwell, and which I entered yesterday, regards as glory what I call shame.
It's incredible.
I was alone and without money, and you offered me the means to become rich and mighty. I must beg your pardon for not having been able to accomplish the task of which you thought me worthy. I am a Puritan, my lord, with odd ideas of honor.
Mademoiselle. Oh, my child, my dear child, how happy you have made me.
My lord?
To think that I doubted you. Yes, I confess it, I doubted you. For one moment I feared you would succumb to the test.
Test? Was that a test?
Could you not see through it? True, I tried you too much. I wish to know all, and what I have I met but the purest honor.
A test? So what you have said just now was...
Mere fable, of which I beg you think no more.
Oh, but you've caused me much pain, my lord. Why? Why did you put yourself to so much trouble?
You cannot guess. I assure you the righteous aim I had justified my ruse. It was necessary for the Queen's future peace, poor lady. She should not again harbor a viper at her side.
It was for the Queen's sake, then?
Many innocent-seeming creatures have sought to mount into the royal favor by first obtaining a hold in the Queen's service. Thus, remembering, I tried to tempt you, and the experiment has fully succeeded. You have refused a throne for the man you love.
My lord, you are speaking of Joel.
Of whom else?
Do you then know where he is?
Do I know? What a question to ask an ambassador.
You have seen him then?
Of course, he will be forced to come, unless you wish to have the wedding celebrated somewhere else.
Wedding?
That followed, since I told you I had made up my mind to make you both happy.
Oh, has Monsieur Joel then found what he was seeking?
Found what? Yes, of course he has found it. Though not without difficulty, and the task took time.
Oh, but you aided him, I will engage.
Oh, how inquisitive you are, child. And nothing can be hidden from you. Yes, I aided him to the best of my ability.
How can I thank you if, with heaven's help, Joel has found a name?
So, it was a name, then. My child, I leave your betrothed the pleasure of telling you what has happened since your parting. He will be beside you in a few days, for it is settled you must stay at court. You must, my child. The Queen has much need of you. You may be able to effect a reconciliation between the couple, such as all desire.
I shall remain, my lord.
And ere long you shall rest on a husband's arm. I will do my utmost to obtain the consent of their majesties to the marriage. But now the hour is striking for you to go on duty, and I myself have an appointment with the king on his leaving the council room. Let us part, my dear Aurore.
You have all my gratitude, my lord.
You will shortly see me again with him. And meanwhile, be so kind as not to forget me in your prayers.
Oh, rest assured of that, my good lord. In my heart, you have a place second only to Joel.
wily Duke of Almada, despite his glib promises to a draw, in reality has not the faintest idea where to find her Joël. If he had known where the Breton was, and what at that moment he was doing, it is very doubtful if the Duke would have been so confident. For in his cell in the Bastille, Joël is talking to his jailer.
I am glad you have come. I had a question to ask, comrade.
Well, I'll answer if I can.
I have been talking with a fellow prisoner, an old man, white-haired and querulous.
Oh, the old fellow who thinks Cardinal Richelieu still lives.
That is the one. What is his name?
As far as I'm concerned, he's number 68, that's all.
Oh. And for what crime was he confined within these walls so long ago?
How should I know? Number 68 was here when I came. I doubt that he's forgotten his crime himself, if he ever knew it.
To have lived here so long, unknowing of his crime, unheard by any power, without even a name. Tell me, comrade, have I been given a number, too?
Not yet. You're an exception. It has not been seen fit to give you one, but it does not look as though you'll be here very long.
How so?
It was that I came to see you for. They've had some trouble with you, young man, for it seems you have no name, and though you claim to be of noble birth, you can produce no proof of it.
I have already explained that position to Monsieur de la Reynie.
But not to his satisfaction. Nobody knew who you were, nor where you came from. You put the police in much to do because of your namelessness.
It has caused me some trouble, too.
But not much longer, master. For it has now been decided upon. All has been settled to the satisfaction of Master Chaminade, the chief recorder of the constabulary, and your fate is now certain.
They have decided, then? Whatever it will be, it will be a relief after this uncertainty. What will they do to me?
Here, I came to inform you. You will not be beheaded after all. You will be hanged.
Hanged? Not executed, but hanged? Why should they ordain such a death for me?
Because you have no name, my master, and execution is reserved for those of noble blood. Oh, you gave them plenty of headaches, monsieur. They didn't know what to do with you. Oh, but it's all settled now.
I am delighted for their sakes, Master Jailer, but for my own, I think I shall go to the courtyard. The air there will cool my head while I still have it.
At least you'll have company there. The other prisoners are taking their exercise.
Company was not what I was seeking, Master Jailer. Oh, that I could see above these walls. The church of St. Paul, where my Aurora attends vespers. The grey house, where we found a friend. If I could but know that all was well with she whom I love. Monsieur. Yes. What is it you want with me?
I am number 141. To serve you, my major.
I need no service. Nor am I grateful for company.
I am a prisoner like yourself, sir. A fellow lodger in this strong box where the king keeps those he wishes held in hand. I occupy the cell above you.
Well?
I mean to say, I am lodged in the next floor up. Not an unpleasant place. At least I have a view. But I am going to leave it.
Changing yourself?
No. I am getting out of it.
Released?
Not exactly. I am going to escape tonight.
Escape?
Lower. You spoil it all. Here of all places, the walls have ears.
So? You would escape?
Yes, monsieur. I should be out tonight.
Heaven is my witness that I should like to take you with me, but I have misgivings mingled with my hopes.
Tell me how you intend to do it.
With patience, skill, and tools in time. With instruments and assistance from without very quickly.
Continue.
I have a daughter who is my life, my joy, all I care to live for. And she has a friend who will come to my aid. I have a fire and a rope. I have torn my 2 window bars so that they will readily snap.
Will you not be seen?
In such bad weather, as intends, I may have the luck of the safely keeping in his watchbox. If he be outside and sees me swinging down upon my rope, then he will shoot me. If he misses, I shall leap from the rampart into the moat and swim across.
It seems you run a great risk of breaking your neck.
What of it? What is life without freedom, monsieur?
And why do you tell me this, number 141? Why confide in a fellow prisoner you hardly know?
Because you would not betray me. I read it in your face.
Are you a fortune teller, then, that you see so much?
We are a family of wizards, monsieur. Besides that, I have a favor to ask.
What is it?
You say I run many risks. I may be recaptured or I may be killed. It is for my daughter's sake I must go. And it is a risk, more than you know. See what I have hidden here within my garments. This locket contains a paper for which my enemy would pay a fortune. Up to the present, I've managed to hide it. If found on me, it will be destroyed. And so I tell you, this locket must not leave your hand until it is given to my daughter.
You ask the impossible. How am I to fulfill such a mission?
I have a presentiment you will go from this place more easily than I.
To my death, most likely. My friend, I am a duelist, sentenced to death. What help am I to you? Or anyone else, for that matter?
You will not die. I know it. But if you should, duelists are not criminals who horrify or scorn. You will be regularly tried and allowed to communicate with dear ones. In this state, with some chance, you will be able to pass this treasure to my daughter.
You may be right, but it seems unlikely.
Would you refuse a wretch who has no hope but in you to preserve an innocent girl?
Since you insist so strongly, I will do as you ask.
You promise not to let it out of your hands until either you return it to me or give it into the girl's keep.
I promise to do all that is within my power.
I believe you. Heaven prompts me. You will hand over the locket without looking at its contents.
Be assured. I will wear it around my neck under my clothes. What is your daughter's name?
Her name is Therese Lessard. She lives in the middle of the Rue Bouloir and carries on a business I'm informed as a fortune teller. It is our hereditary trade.
I will remember. Good luck, my friend. Before sleeping tonight, I shall pray for your success.
You are luckier than I to be able to pray or sleep. But I thank you for the honor. I feel we're both of us in the shadow of death. Tonight will be a night of storm.
Master Taylor! Master Taylor! What has happened? What is this shooting, Master Taylor?
Oh, confound the man. Where is he? Between shots, shouting, and thunder, the man can get no rest.
Master Taylor! Rest in peace, monsieur, while you may. Is but the storm outside.
There's more than a storm. Or my ears deceive me. What was the shooting? Who was shouting? Tell me what has happened.
It was an attempt to escape.
Which of the prisoners?
Your neighbor overhead. Number 141. He sawed his window bars and slid down a rope from them.
And then?
He was shot, monsieur, through the head. Oh, it's doubtful whether heaven's interested in such as he, monsieur. He was a thorough rogue. He deserved to die.
What was his offense?
He was a poisoner. The husband of one Love Voisin, of whom you must have heard. He was burned as a witch not long since.
How then was this man allowed to escape?
Well, he had tools to break out. I don't think we didn't know of it. We were informed long ago.
You mean it was a trap? He was allowed to escape and then shot?
He was a thorn in many sides, my master. A man who could have told dangerous tales about his betters, including, so they tell me, the Marchioness de Montespan. Oh, well, he's gone now, and you may go back to sleep. Take my advice, monsieur. Go back to sleep and thank heaven you're safe within the Bastille and not out in this storm tonight. At least in the Bastille you know where you are. And we know where to find you. Good night, monsieur.
So, once again, we admit failure, Bois-Laurier. We do not know where he is or where to look for him.
One would think a man of his stature would be simple enough to find.
Yet we have searched in vain. Upon my sword, this Breton seems destined to cross my every wish, a plague upon him.
It is indeed hard, my lord, that you should be thwarted at this point. After finding Mademoiselle de Tremblay and persuading her of our good intentions.
It was no easy task, Bois-Laurier. I had to think fast, I warrant you. This Joel must be found, Bois-Laurier. He is the only one who can save our affairs from being bungled by the monstrous innocence of this girl.
Oh, it's a pity we did not choose someone wiser in court ways and intrigue. We'd not have had this difficulty, my lord.
Yet it is her freshness and innocence, in comparison with the worldly wise women of the court, that constitutes her appeal to his majesty. King Louis likes a gentlewoman. See how he has honored the soft-voiced widow, Marchioness de Sugière.
Yet none can call a Montespan gentle, my lord.
Every man likes to change occasionally, my friend. And we have the right one to appeal to him if only she would behave as a reasonable female. It is certain that His Majesty feels more than ordinary interest in her well-being.
Did he not tell you so, my lord, when you met him out of the council this morning?
I warrant it was for that purpose he made the appointment with me. But I feigned indisposition so as to give time to find this Breton. I cannot put it off indefinitely. And I am to see him after council tomorrow. Bois-Laurier, we must find the lad.
I am doing all that is possible, my lord.
I have promised Mademoiselle that he shall be brought to her. Intensify your search, Bois-Laurier, and hurry, for the need is urgent. It is imperative to our plans that Mademoiselle remains at court beside the Queen. And if the only way to keep her there is to produce the Breton, then he must be found. Tomorrow morning, Bois-Laurier, before I meet the king, I want him brought to me. Dead or alive, Bois-Laurier, I must have the Breton. Monsieur de la Reynie, it is many months since I have had the pleasure of speaking with you, and now I find you glum as a caged lion. Does the court of justice weigh so heavy on yourself?
There are many difficulties, I admit. One cannot keep one's finger on every one and everything in such a city as Paris all at the same time.
Yet, monsieur, I warrant you are the man who knows all that goes on in this capital.
I do my best, my lord. There is not much escapes my eye.
Then you are the very man I want. For I have tried in vain these last 2 days to find a young fellow who interests me much, and who has been missing some time now. Perhaps you can enlighten me of his fate.
My Lord Duke, I am devotedly yours. Rest assured I shall help if I can.
This youth has lately arrived from his province of Brittany, from Belle-Ile, if I am rightly informed. Honest of face, costume of his country.
What build is he, my lord?
The figure and bearing of a young athlete, and he wears by his side a tremendous sword. The longest sword but one I ever saw in my life.
Strange, my lord, very strange.
Your story puts me in mind of an acquaintance. I declare it would be odd indeed if you were seeking the very man on whom I come now to confer with His Majesty. He had arms that would throw down a wall.
It sounds like my man.
And he answers to the name of Joel.
Joel. It is so then. Do you know where I can find him?
In the Bastille, my lord.
What?
Where he has caused us much trouble, I can tell you.
The Bastille? Upon my sword, monsieur, I can hardly believe my ears. But what was the poor lad lodged in such a place?
A very serious offense, my lord. Violation of the edict. A duel ending in a man's death. This poor lad, as you call him, ran a Musketeer officer through the body and in the woods of Saint-Germain.
Heaven forbid. He could not have done much worse.
He was duly arrested, and the constabulary opened an inquiry into the matter, but as he could not supply proof that he was nobly born, the judges of points of honor would not try him, and we are all in a muddle.
So you have come to the king about him.
What else was I to do, my lord? The chief recorder maintains that as he is not of noble blood, or at least he has no proof of it, he must be hanged, not executed. But we are still at sea about it, for in what court is he to be tried? Truly, I've never had such a case. And you take it, I like the lad. He has such honest bearing. He seems ashamed to hang him.
You never spoke a truer word, my friend. 'Twould be a tragedy.
Here comes the king now. His Majesty will be able to help me, I'm sure. Though whether his decision will please you and Monsieur Joel is quite another matter, for he is particularly harsh with you and Your Majesty.
Presently, Aramis. I wish to speak first to my lord the Duke.
As you will, sire.
Come, my lord, I wish to talk with you. I'm obliged to you for keeping this appointment today.
The wishes of a sovereign are law to me, sire. It was only through grave indisposition yesterday that I failed to come. Alas, one grows not younger, sire, and years begin to tell.
Yes, my lord. I regretted your absence yesterday. You are recovered this morning?
Yes, sire. And if you had not deigned to renew your invitation for this morning, I should have sought a meeting nonetheless, since I have accepted the office of conveying homage to your Majesty.
Homage, my lord?
I mean to bear to your Majesty the expression of feeling which overflows towards you from the most sincere and grateful of hearts.
You had seen Mademoiselle de Tremblay, then?
I have but lately come from her.
And from your smile, I gather she is not displeased with her new position at court.
Ah, sire, it is more than gratitude which she expresses towards your Majesty. At first, she was stunned and abashed. Think how little she expected the honor. Her tongue was then tied by the presence of the king and the queen, and by the whole curious court.
She seemed a shy creature.
Ah, but today, sir, with what eloquence has she spoken to me of her royal benefactor. And when I asked her what had most struck her in the brilliant assemblage at court, you should have heard with what freedom and simplicity she replied.
Indeed, my lord, I should have liked to have heard it. What did she say?
Do not question, she said, for I do not know how to answer. I saw none but the king, and am dazzled like the rash creature who looks up at the sun.
Once, long ago, my lord, I heard another speak just so. It was my dear Louise de Valier, 20 years ago, at Fontainebleau. Alas, how the years go past. It's like sand between our fingers. I thought I'd never know again such a one as my first love.
This girl is purity herself. Her soul knows no more of falsehood than her lips, and she is as strange to coquetry as to kisses.
My lord, it was of Mademoiselle de Tremblay that I wished to speak when I made this appointment with you. She belongs to a family of faithful servants whom we have wrongfully neglected for some time.
Her father was governor of the Bastille,
but died without property, leaving his family in poor circumstances. An oversight on our part, which we now greatly regret. In this girl, we shall repair the involuntary harm caused her parents by our ungrateful arrest. Mademoiselle de Tremblay should be a lady of our new palace.
But, sire, the rule is that the husband should be the wearer of the honors which carry this title.
We will provide a husband, my lord, worthy of our royal wrong. And we charge you, my lord Duke, to find among our nobility some gentleman who merits obtaining such a treasure, and in the wedding present shall be a title for the chosen one to some post in our household.
There is no need for that, sir, for I have at hand a young friend who will be only too happy to unite his fate with that of Mademoiselle. He is a Breton gentleman without ambition or attachment.
His name?
the Chevalier de Lochmaria, if your Majesty will allow him that title. He shall be the Chevalier de Lochmaria. Your Majesty is kindness itself, and I have no doubt that his graciousness in this matter will be highly rewarded. And now, sir, your police lieutenant is waiting for the proper moment to have an audience. I should feel ashamed to retain the king any longer.
Oh, yes, of course. I was so interested in the subject of our discourse, my lord, I had forgotten Aramis. He is still waiting. A persistent fellow. But persistence is a fine quality in the police force. What was it now? Ah, yes, he was to see me about a rogue with whom there had been some difficulty.
A duelist, I understand.
Old rogue. I cannot understand why he's not already been tried and put to death. Justice sometimes leaves a winding course.
Yes. Sir, it has long been said that clemency is the brightest jewel of monarchs.
Upon my soul, Duke. Are you going to intercede for this bully?
I venture to do so, sir.
Do my ears deceive me? Are you asking a pardon for this lawbreaker?
I crave more than that. His immediate liberty.
But he is a murderer.
Hence, I apply to the royal generosity.
Think what you are doing, my lord. Do you realize what you ask? Put this fellow at liberty, who has trampled on our signature, killed one of our military servants, with not even the excuse that he is of noble blood.
Ah, sir, it is allowable for a Breton fresh from his native place not to know all the edicts.
So the rascal is a Breton.
As for his nobility, that is rather obscure, but he can be ennobled at any time by your Majesty. And for the dead Musketeer, there is no lack of them. Your Majesty has 10,000. Besides, judging by the statement which Monsieur de la Reine showed me, Monsieur de Brégy was not the best sample of French chivalry.
He is still a murderer. De Brégy's murderer.
Say rather his adversary. According to the second, the fight was a fair one, conducted according to the rules.
This adversary seems very dear to you, my lord.
Not at all, sire. I hardly know him, but he is useful to me, and that is saying much.
Useful? In what way?
If it pleases your Majesty, I should make this rogue the Knight of Lochmaria, and the husband of Mademoiselle du Tremblay.
No. I can only assume, Duke, that you are out of your mind. Surely this Breton now reposing within the Bastille is not the one of whom you spoke as a suitable husband for my royal ward?
The same, sire.
You must be mad.
Sometimes, sire, there is genius in madness. And with your permission, I would explain to you the plans which I have formed for the young Breton. Plans which I venture to say will suit both you and me, as well as Mademoiselle. For the Breton himself I cannot speak, but I warrant he will like my schemes better than those Monsieur de la Reine is now forming for him.
Continue, my lord, pray. I am attending.
But first of all, I beg of you, sire, put the good La Reine out of his misery. Tell him that the fate of the Breton is now settled. Advise him that he will not be hanged, executed, or left to rot within the Bastille. But that nonetheless, according to my plans, he will be disposed of to everybody's satisfaction. Believe me, sire, this is the last time the rogue will worry anyone.
The chief recorder said they would hang me, but that was weeks ago. Sometimes I think I shall go mad with this waiting and uncertainty.
They put you in the other tower if you're mad.
Does it happen often, then?
Oh, frequently.
In my native home of Brittany, I used to ride and shoot. Then, when I came to Paris, my days were filled with adventure, but now it is monotony, day after day.
One becomes accustomed to it, monsieur.
Never. Not I. If they must hang me, then let them do so, and I shall walk from these walls with my head held high and never a complaint, but I cannot stay cooped up behind these walls forever. I would smother. What is that? Who comes now?
The governor of the Bastille on his monthly round.
George! Oh!
Which one is known as Joel?
It is I. Have they sent for me?
Not yet. I merely make my rounds to be sure all is well.
How can all be well in such a place as this?
Do you want for anything, monsieur?
I want for nothing, except to know what is to be done with me. I am treated very well apart from that.
You have put us to a great deal of trouble, monsieur. As you know, prisoners here are treated and accommodated according to their rank. With you, there has been some confusion.
So I am told, but it pleases me no more than it does you. It is cruel to leave me in ignorance of my fate.
That is my opinion also.
Then can nothing be done?
I have written to Monsieur de Lorraine to solicit orders about you. He replies that he has communicated with His Majesty the King. And as soon as I hear what is to be done, I will transmit it to you.
I hope that will be soon. And I hope that I may speedily depart from this prison house. Indeed, I am eager to go forth, though it be between chaplain and executioner.
I trust you will not be reduced to such an extremity. It seems to me that since this is so difficult a case to decide, they may well forget you.
Forget me? Like Lesage, the poisoner? But that is just what I do not want to happen.
Monsieur, it is not what you wish, but what the king ordains.
Well, His Majesty makes a mistake if he thinks I am going to stay here in this hole.
You will stay, monsieur, as long as it is the king's pleasure that you do so. The king never makes mistakes. I shall have the honor to announce his decision when it comes. Till then, farewell, monsieur. George March!
If they think they can leave me here and forget me, they make a mistake.
The Bastille is full of forgotten people, monsieur. Like the old man we see here so often, the white-haired fellow. He's been here, they say, since Louis XIII was on the throne.
I know. Alas, it is all too true.
He has no friends, it seems, to pester the royal ministers or sue for his release. 40 years he's been here, they say.
If I had been here 40 years, I would have made 40 attempts to escape. In truth, I know not why I do not make one now.
And be shot, like Lesage, the poisoner.
Even that would be better than the living death of 40 years in this establishment.
One goes resigned, monsieur.
Never. I tell you, comrade, rather than grow old here, I will fight my way out on my own.
You are big enough, in truth, monsieur. These walls have withstood more than your strength.
If they leave me here much longer, instead of allowing them to murder me piecemeal, I shall commence to murder them wholesale. I will brain the governor with this stool, seize his sword, and run amok with it. Of course, I do not expect to cut my way out, but I shall die the death of a soldier.
My lord, if you bring me no news of him soon, I do not know how I shall go on.
My child, you do not trust me.
Oh, indeed, my lord, there is no other course open to me. If I cannot trust the Duke of Almada, who has proved so kind a friend, whom then am I to trust?
I am your friend, my child. You must believe me.
Oh, indeed, my lord, I want to. I do believe you. But it is so long since you assured me of my Joel's safety and promised he should come to me. And still there is no news.
Things take time, Mademoiselle. I am doing my best.
Oh, I am assured of it, my lord. And yet my heart cannot rest while my Joel is not with me. Oh, he is safe, my lord.
As safe as if I had him under lock and key.
When will he come to me?
Very soon now, I trust.
Oh, I pray it may be soon. For I'm lonely here, despite the kindness that is showered upon me. Oh, and I am impatient to see him again, my lord. And you must pardon that impatience that springs from youth and love.
Enter.
A message has come to you, my lord.
Bring it here, Boislardier.
It came just this moment, my lord.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Ah, that is well.
My lord, I will take my leave and crave pardon for interrupting. I can see that you are busy, and my worries must be of small account to you at such a time.
Child, do not say such things. Your welfare at all times is close to my heart, and this note concerns you as well as me.
It is from Joel?
No, not from him, but it concerns the gentleman. Go your way in peace, mademoiselle. Return to your duties with a light heart. Your Joel will be with you tomorrow.
Oh, heaven will reward you, my lord. My heart is full of gratitude. I shall see him tomorrow.
In the morning.
How brightly that day will dawn for me. Farewell, my lord. Until tomorrow.
Au revoir, mademoiselle. So, Boislardier, we have our way. Our plans for Master Joel are now complete with royal approval. Everything is in order.
Yes, my lord. Everything.
Good. It has taken so long. I began to harbor fears similar to those expressed by Mademoiselle de Tremblay, although not, I must admit, springing from either youth or love.
My lord! What is it? There is.
It is nothing, my friend. Help me to the couch.
Put your arm round my neck, my lord.
There. Careful now. Gently. That is better.
What is it, my lord? Shall I call a physician? You're ill.
No, Boislardier. It is nothing. Do not worry. I am with you for a long time yet. In fact, I should not be surprised if you preceded me to heavenly Porthos.
My lord.
Oh, come. I did but joke. I will not die before my work is done. Have no fear of it. Let us down to business now, for nothing must go wrong with our plans for the Breton. This time we have him where we want him. There must be no hitch.
Monsieur Joel.
How now, my Lord Governor?
Be good enough to follow me, monsieur. I have orders to place you in the hands of one who waits below.
But who is this one who waits? Where am I going? What decision have they made regarding me?
I know only my orders, monsieur. Be so good as to follow me.
Well, at least it breaks the monotony. They say surprises are good for one. I shall follow you, my lord.
This way, monsieur.
Lord, not.
Even royalty could not wish for a better escort. I am honored.
This way, monsieur. There is a small door at the end of this corridor. It is a side entrance.
Not the front door for me. Oh, fie, monsieur. I do not like being hustled ignominiously from a side gate under cover of darkness.
Lord, halt.
One moment, monsieur.
How dark it is outside. I cannot see anyone, but yes, there are shadows there, figures. And upon my sword, a coach.
Kindly enter the coach, monsieur.
Enter the coach? Are you mad? Are you sure you have the right person, my lord?
Be good enough to enter, monsieur. Those are my orders.
Oh, well, as you say. From Bastille to coach is a long step, but I take it as your orders, my lord. And with gratitude. It is not every prisoner who rides to his death in a coach and six.
You wish the window down so that you may breathe at ease?
I may as well breathe easily while I may breathe at all. I thank you, friend. Let down the window.
I must beg the Chevalier's promise that he will not try to lose his present company.
Heaven forbid, monsieur.
There are quite a number of us here, Chevalier, though darkness may hide some of us at present. And I must notify you that there are more of us to gallop behind the coach, all armed to the teeth. As I am also. Should the Chevalier attempt to escape, we should be forced with our pistols to prevent it.
I willingly offer the pledge you seek, though not because of the pistols you carry. But tell me, my friend, why do you address me as Chevalier?
I merely obey orders.
Orders, that is what they all say. But why Chevalier? I cannot understand it. Is it an error in person, as the lawyers say? Oh, well, who cares? I may as well die under one name as another. I am ready, friend. Right there! Away! Get up there! Get up! Dark, I cannot see very much. But yes, I recognize that. Why, bless my soul, the Bridge of Perk. And that is the new palace of Saint-Germain. Ah, now I understand where I am going. A pretty sense of justice His Majesty possesses. Without doubt, they are taking me to the spot where the fault was committed, that it may be expiated there. Where I killed the Musketeer, there am I also to die.
Chevalier, I crave pardon for this delay, and any inconvenience to yourself. But here my instructions bid me close the windows and draw the blinds.
You are too late, comrade. Already I recognize where I am and why.
I must obey orders, Chevalier.
Who am I to prevent you?
We have not far to go now, Chevalier.
Get up there! Get up! Upon my soul, this is worse than the Bastille. Shut in this confined space with not a glimmer of light. But we have stopped, that much is certain. As I hear a clock chime. It seems I have heard it before. And somewhere, I feel I have heard that voice before. The voice of that man who accompanied me hither. But where? I do not know. However, I know where I am. We are before the town jail, I warrant.
Chevalier, you have arrived. Be so good as to alight here.
It will be fine to stretch my legs again. They are too long to ride with comfort in a carriage. A courtyard. And handsome for a jail.
It is dark here, Chevalier, and we must enter through a winding way. Be so kind as to give me your hand.
You are determined to confuse me, friend, with your winding ways and your persistence, Chevalier, but since I have so little time on earth, I cannot waste my breath on anger with you. Here is my hand.
Come then, this way.
If I seem to follow meekly this mysterious way, my friend, I assure you it is simply because anything is better to me than wearing out my life in prison.
Mind the step, Chevalier.
After days and nights of uncertainty in that hole of a place, the Bastille, I tell you I should gladly lay my head upon the block.
These stairs are steep, Chevalier. Take care.
Indeed, it would be a pity if I broke my neck on the way to the hangman.
We turn here.
Since you are being so scrupulously polite and thoughtful, may I remark it seems unkind that my execution should be planned to interfere with my sleep. I understood a condemned man always had a good night's rest.
We are here, Chevalier. Esteban! This way, Chevalier. Senor Esteban will now take charge of you, Chevalier. My duty terminates here. I trust your journey hither has been a pleasant one. I have done my best to make it so.
Indeed, monsieur. The attentions you have showered upon me are those reserved for a man about to die. They assure me of what I already knew. Mine is a fatal case.
Senor Esteban will be here in a moment. Farewell, Chevalier.
Welcome. Will you deign to come with me?
Upon my soul, this place is haunted. One leaves and another appears. So you are Senor Esteban. What is it you want with me?
If the Chevalier would deign to precede me to the next room. Chevalier.
You take it. My friend, I pray, enlighten me before my poor brain gives way beneath such confusion. Where am I?
Do you not know? The Chevalier is at home.
At home? My little Spanish barrel, you mock me.
No, indeed. I hasten to affirm no one would dare to mock the Chevalier.
You had better not try, my friend, for despite your circumference, which is great, you come scarce up to my waist, and I am not a man to be trifled with. Tell me then, what is this game we play? Why am I brought here, installed in this luxurious abode?
I am simply carrying out the orders which I have received.
I believe everybody here carries out orders, and nobody delivers them.
And in pursuance of my orders, Chevalier, I am most regretfully obliged to lock you in when I go forth.
Just as I expected, then. Despite its murals and elegant furniture, this is as much a prison as the Bastille.
I do it with deep regret, Chevalier, but orders demand I lock you up until tomorrow, when they will come to... Well, you know better than I do.
So I was right. And it is fixed for tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning, Chevalier.
Early?
In time to have all over by noon. It is the usual order.
Heaven forbid that I should interfere with the usual order. Well, I confess the way I have been treated tonight appears far from usual. Well, I thank you, friend, for this information. I shall be ready.
And if the Chevalier should feel any need of refreshment...
I see nothing is refused to a wretch in my situation.
I will have the honor of serving a cold collation before the Chevalier takes his sleep.
Of course, the condemned man is always allowed a last good impression of the world he leaves.
This of which I speak is but a high supper. The Chevalier will be better able to appreciate our cook at breakfast.
Oh? I am to have breakfast, then?
Certainly before the affair. It is the rule.
I shall breakfast on earth, as though I sup in paradise.
Oh, it will be a splendid sight, Chevalier.
What will?
Tomorrow's affair.
A splendid sight? Upon my soul, I do not agree with you.
People are fighting for the best places. The chapel is so small, and Father Lachaise will speak the exhortation.
The royal confessor? The king is doing things well for me.
Naturally, Chevalier. He will be present.
The king is coming to see me. Why, bless me, all these honors make dying almost a pleasure.
And he brings the queen, naturally, and she, all the ladies of her court.
All in at the depth. Verily, your court has lofty ideas. I trust they will not be disappointed in the performance.
Nothing will go wrong, Chevalier, I do assure you. My master is very careful.
The devil he is. And who is your master, pray?
Chevalier no longer wishes my attention. I will go to prepare his supper.
So I get no answer. Well, you may go.
Chevalier, I will take you to my master in the morning. For now, good night, Chevalier. Good morning, Chevalier. My master begs that you will replace your veteran clothes with this suit. It was made to fit you, Chevalier.
Let me see it.
It was made by the first tailor of Paris. It is a beautiful suit, Chevalier, and worthy of the occasion. See the diamonds in the shoes and the pale velvet of the jacket, and the hat. Ah, such a hat. With a feather such as Louis himself might enter.
What a lot of ribbons for the lamb led to the slaughter. I should have marched as well in my own clothes and died as bravely. Nevertheless, thank your master for his kindly thought.
I will leave you then, Chevalier, with Master Adouin here, my lord's his valet. Do not be long, for time slips quickly by.
It would be a pity to keep them waiting. I shall tell you when I am ready. Come, Master Adouin, deck me in this finery.
You are ready, Chevalier?
As ready as any man with such an appointment as I keep now. Lead on.
Stand in.
What? No guard, no military escort?
We have only the landing to cross, Chevalier.
Oh, so it is here the court assembles.
No, Chevalier, it is here you meet my master.
Now?
Immediately. A moment, please. Enter. Are you ready, Chevalier?
Yes.
My lord, the Chevalier de Loc Maria.
Let the boy enter.
No. It cannot be.
Come in, boy. You may leave us, Esteban.
He seems amazed. He can but stand and stare.
He did not recognize you in the darkness last night, Boy Laurier. But there is nothing wrong with his eyes or his memory this morning.
The Chevalier carefully as I live. Let me have a closer look. It is really you.
Yes, it is I, and more besides.
You are the governor of this prison.
No, monsieur. Though I kept the mask on during my journey from Nantes to Paris, here at Saint-Germain, there is no need for me to deceive you. I am the Duke of Almada, the ambassador of His Majesty, the King of Spain.
Duke of Almada? Spanish ambassador? Truly, my thoughts are buzzing about my head like fledglings in a nest. Am I in my senses or the dupe of a dream?
My dear young friend, I assure you there is nothing wrong with your senses at all. In some ways, you show remarkably good sense. Boilarier, go you now and order breakfast while I talk with this young man.
At once, my lord. It is very immediately to be brought in.
He is a gem. And one I trust I shall not have to do without. You will pardon this small delay, my boy. It is too early in the morning to talk without speaking.
Breakfast, my lord.
Good. Bring it in that we may begin. One will wait upon us, Boilarier. You may go.
Thank you, my lord.
Now, be seated, monsieur. And one will serve you. We have not much time. You may speak freely, as my footman understands only Spanish. Now, if you do not object to speaking while eating, my companion, I am at your order.
Then tell me, my lord, where am I?
You are in my house, or I should say the house of my good friend who brought you here last night and who has just provided this excellent meal.
Then I am not in prison.
Dear boy, have you been treated as a prisoner? Apart, of course, from being locked in your room last night, that was a necessary precaution. You might have run away. You are in Boilardier's house, near the church and opposite the press.
But I have been in prison these last weeks, in the Bastille.
True, very true. It was only yesterday that His Majesty signed the order for your release. He has much on his mind, His Majesty. It always takes time for him to do anything.
His Majesty signed the order. Himself?
None other. He restores you to the world and gives you entire freedom.
I am free?
As a bird.
And I am not to be tried?
No.
And, of course, not sentenced to be...
Have no fear, my friend. You will be all right. Your head will remain tranquil on your shoulders, from which it would be a pity to remove it, for it looks very well there. Now, may I offer you some of this roast partridge with a glass of wine? It will help you to swallow the good news.
With a good heart. For your words have put an edge to my appetite, and I always had a thirst for good wine. Let us drink to the health of the king. And yours too, my lord, since you came to me as the dove to the ark. But tell me, to whom do I owe this unlooked-for boon? Who has begged it of the king?
You have friends at court, my young master.
Do you tell me so? All the friends I know of are a couple of acquaintances I formed with the Moorish trumpeter, of which one is its host, Monsieur Bonlaurent, and the other a fellow guestman, Friquet, neither of whom I imagine powerful enough to extract favors from the king.
My son of Brittany, you are ungrateful and blind, for you look afar for what is close by you.
Oh, you are right. I am a fool, a blockhead, a heartless scamp, not to have guessed sooner. It is you who have done all this for me, my lord. You are my liberator.
Rather say that it is Providence. Although I find a pleasure in extricating honest folks from trouble when they interest me.
At all times, my lord. You may reckon on my life, my blood, my good right arm.
Wait a minute, boy. Are you sure that all these belong to you? Did you not give them to the woman you love?
My lord, you have treated me kindly, like a father, and I am grateful, but you have reminded me. I must beg a further favor.
You have but to name it, my young friend.
I want leave to depart on business, which will not wait.
Leave? Before we finish breakfast?
And now that I have thought, I am no longer hungry or thirsty.
What a mad brain you are, boy. But you forget the ceremony which is fixed for noon.
What ceremony?
That for which Laurier brought you from the Bastille.
For mercy's sake, my lord, answer me. I do not understand you. What ceremony do you speak of?
For what ceremony would you don a wedding suit, friend, if not for your own wedding?
My wedding? But I have no wish to be married.
The king's will must never be disputed.
Is it the king, then, who commands me to marry?
It is his wish.
But why? Why does the king meddle with my private affairs? He does not know me. He has never seen me.
Chevalier, the king knows all noblemen.
Granting that, why should he want me married?
Simply because all ladies of the palace establishment are bound to be married.
So, it is a lady of the royal establishment whom I am to marry. I am truly sorry for her. May all the wedding rings in the world be welded into one suit of chains in which to hang me. If she waits for me to wed her, she will pine in perpetuity.
Have a care, young man.
The king is mighty, so they say. Well, let him be the master over his courtiers. Let him turn the globe into a bubble to obey his breath. But he shall not dispose of my will. I am a Breton, and my free will came to me from God, not from the king by birth or with his crown. I shall marry whom I please.
And yet you confess the Bastille was not a pleasant dwelling.
In other words, I am to be dragged back into it unless I yield to the royal will. The bridal chamber or the prison. I prefer the latter. For if my body suffers, at least my conscience will be at ease.
His Majesty can do more.
A man does not twice give his heart, my lord, and mine is in one woman's keeping.
But if the one of whom I speak brings a larger dowry...
I should refuse.
Even though the fair one be named Aurore du Tremblay?
What?
It is Mademoiselle du Tremblay who is offered to you for your bride. Would you refuse her?
Oh, heaven defend me. Aurore.
Do you love her as she deserves to be loved?
Do I love her? My lord, she is my life.
Come over here to the window. There is the bride on her way to the chapel.
Aurore, my own. How lovely she is.
Well, my headstrong Breton, are you still determined to die a bachelor?
Does she consent to marry me?
Do you think they are forcing her to the altar?
But how should she marry me without a name?
Pardon, monsieur, but you have both name and title. According to the king's pleasure, you are henceforth the Chevalier de Locmaria.
What have I done to deserve this?
I have answered to the king for your zeal to serve him.
I vow most solemnly, His Majesty will not have a soldier more devoted to the glory of his flag.
I will not fail to remember those words.
My Lord Duke, allow me to remind you the king is waiting.
Keep the king waiting, heaven forbid. Chevalier, go you now with Esteban, who will take you to your carriage. You and your bride will return here after the ceremony.
Au revoir, then, my lord. My heart is light because of all your kindness.
Au revoir, my friends. Our plans go well, Laurier.
There has been no hitch, my lord. Everything is arranged.
He is one on whose shoulders a musketeer's uniform will sit as though he had inherited it as a son of the regiment. It is a pity to throw him away to the enemy, but he must not remain here. He would break the king in twain like a dried twig.
He has a fist that would smash paving stones, and a digestion to relish them. He is young to die.
The end justifies the means, Laurier. Oh, I find myself unaccountably drawn to the young giant. Yet I cannot spare his life. Even one's friend must be sacrificed for the good of a cause such as ours.
Even one friend? My lord, you look so strangely at me.
You imagine things, Laurier.
Several times lately you have said, you will die before me. Or, I hope I shall not have to do without you. My lord.
Oh, come, my friend. You conjure up ghosts to torment your own soul. You are in the best of health. You will not die. Oh. You have nothing to fear. Off with you now and see if my carriage is ready. And together we will see the Breton wed.
At once, my lord. Yet, I cannot help feeling I have served you well, Lord.
Indeed, Laurier, I do not contest it. You have been a faithful friend. Go now.
Yes, my lord.
You have nothing to fear, Laurier. Yet. You are in the best of health, my friend. But knowing too much is sometimes a fatal disease.
Joel, my dear, I had thought never to see you again. I knew not what had happened to you. And now, it is like a dream. I can scarce believe it even now.
I have been driven blindfold through so many adventures these last days, my brain is muddled. I'm confused. But one fact I know. You are mine now, Aurore, and I am yours. And nothing shall part us ever again.
Dear Joel, and we are alone. I thought in all that crowd with all those important people that I should never be alone with you again, never be able to talk quietly to you, just you and I. But here we are, quietly in our own apartment, undisturbed, alone.
You will pardon me, madam, if I disagree with you, but it seems you do not speak the truth. Indeed, you are not alone, my friend, for I am here.
Who is this cock sparrow?
Cock sparrow, indeed? Chevalier, I would have you know, I am Lord Montausier, the steward of the Queen's household.
My lord, what is it you want with us?
I have come to instruct you in your duties, madam.
My duties? As what, my lord?
As a member of the Queen's household. What else should I refer?
My good sir, this dear lady and I have but now been married, and you will understand, I am
married?
sure.
Oh, my dear Chevalier, marriages happen every day. They're not in the least important, I assure you. Very few people take any notice of them. But the welfare of the Queen, that is a different matter.
And one I have no interest in at the moment, my lord.
Treason, sir, upon my word.
Don't anger him, Joel.
Anger him? I'd like to see the little fellow up. Besides, he is in the way.
Oh, hush. My lord steward, what instructions have you brought me?
Your service upon the Queen, madame, commences tomorrow. But it is urgent you should be early at the palace in case you are needed.
Tomorrow? Early? Oh, my lord Montausier, is there not someone else?
You are one of the Queen's ladies. Your first duty at all times, madame, is to Her Majesty.
Very well, my lord. I shall be there. Early.
Furthermore, it is understood that from tomorrow you will be unable to leave the palace without written authority.
What? Forbidden to leave the royal residence? Upon my sword, this is too much.
I must stay there all the time.
But certainly. The Queen may be seriously attacked and require help at any moment. It is your duty to remain near her.
It seems to me, my friend, Her Majesty would do better to keep a doctor and nurse on hand at regular wages.
How long, my lord, is this service to last?
3 months from now.
Listen, my little friend. If Madame must begin duties early tomorrow, you will understand that she and I have a lot of private matters to discuss. So you will overlook my apparent rudeness in suggesting that your august presence is more in request at some other place. Farewell, my lord.
Well, Chevalier, if I did not know 'twas love cloying your tongue, indeed I would take umbrage at such a tone. And towards the steward of Her Majesty's household. Tomorrow, early, madame.
You should not have antagonized him. He did but do his duty. Melancholy as it was for us.
Has not a man so newly married a right to talk alone with his bride?
Most certainly.
My happiness is so great. I need a moment or two to grow used to it. Since I was a child at my mother's knee when I was happy without knowing it, I do not recall in all my life one moment like this.
Yes, Joel.
You are fair as an angel, Aurore.
And you, dear Joel, are like the archangel with a flaming sword. Twice you have guarded me from danger with your arm. Oh, it is so good to think that I'm in your protection now forever.
Why speak of it, my darling? There is no need for protection now. Here we have not to dread the storm of treachery. Our spirits may rest. We are safe.
Yes. To enjoy life without fear. Just you and I, Joel.
If this is that little cock sparrow back again, enter! By my sword,
Bless you, my children.
Oh, it is you.
Were you expecting someone else, my friend?
This appears to be a passageway for so many people, my lord. I know not whom to expect next.
Joel, Joel. And it is my Lord Duke, to whom we owe all our happiness. Surely it is but courtesy to spare a moment for him.
Nay, do not scold, my child. It is natural he should want you to himself.
I am glad you understand that, my lord.
I came but to wish you joy, to offer you the hospitality of my house as long as you need it, to say, bless you, my children, and then to depart.
Goodbye, then, my lord.
We are truly grateful for all your kindnesses, my lord. We have no words to express our gratitude.
I need no thanks, my children. It is reward enough to see your joy. Farewell for now. You shall not be disturbed again.
I am delighted to hear it. But alas, it seems you are wrong.
Who can that be? Someone for you, my lord.
I am expecting nobody.
From the king's service, open in the king's name.
It must be for you, my lord. A message from the king, perhaps.
At least we shall soon see. Who comes?
A message from the king.
Enter then.
Lieutenant Nepertius of the Royal Musketeers at your service, my lord. I bring a message for the Chevalier de Locmaria.
For me? What is it?
On behalf of the king. Read it, Chevalier.
An appointment. The king has appointed me as an ensign in the new artillery company forming at Douai. Oh, what a wedding present. Think of it, O Lord. I am an officer.
Oh, how kind of His Majesty. Indeed, he is thoughtful.
I have another proclamation, Chevalier.
Read it, then.
On behalf of the king...
What is it? What other orders has he?
The patience, child. He will read them.
On receiving this order, the Chevalier de Locmaria will mount horse and ride at full speed to report himself at Paris to the Minister of War, who will hand him dispatches from Marshal Pécré, now encamped before Freiburg.
What's he saying?
Under no pretext whatsoever is there to be delay in the execution of this order. Our Lieutenant of the Musketeers, Monsieur de Montpensier, is charged to see that the Chevalier de Locmaria is dispatched upon his journey. Signed, Louis XIV, King of France.
Oh, heaven protect me. This is impossible.
What is impossible?
That which His Majesty requests.
His Majesty does not request, Chevalier. He commands.
But His Majesty cannot think. He must have forgotten. Why, devil take me, I cannot leave Oran now.
I appreciate your feelings, sir, but you are a soldier and must obey orders.
Take me to the king. I must speak to him, explain to him. Oh, he will listen to my prayers and grant some slight delay, I know.
The king has retired for the night, and nobody is allowed to see him until his hour of rising. At that time, you should be on the road to Freiburg.
Would you have me take up the march in this dress?
My dear Chevalier, in your dressing room is a complete outfit for a Chevalier. Besides, there is your sword, which has been returned to you by the constable.
I have no horse. Have I to walk to Freiburg?
My stables are full, Chevalier.
Alas, there is no help for it, then.
Your sorrow, you see me afflicted too. You must pardon an old man who is the cause of this.
You?
Not suspecting that it would be so soon brought to the test, it was I who had the unlucky idea of boasting to the king of the ardent zeal with which you desired to serve him. I must have been too eloquent. I was wrong to repeat those words you uttered to me this morning.
Those words? What words? My lord, has the Chevalier then made an engagement?
He did but this morning promise to sacrifice everything to his king and country.
It is true. I did vow these things. Oh, my lord, what am I to do? Give me some advice, I pray you.
Oh, my dear boy, a man of heart and wits like yourself should at such times take counsel of himself. I cannot help you.
I know not what to do.
I act upon orders, Chevalier, and I have no time to wait. What am I to report to His Majesty?
You will announce to him, Monsieur de Maupertuis, that his orders shall be obeyed.
Well spoken, child.
You want me, then, to leave you?
Do you believe, my husband Joel, that I love you so little and take so little pride in you that I would try to detain you? Honor orders us. We must obey.
I do not doubt your love for me.
Do not ever doubt it, Joel. This new parting will cost me many a pang. And heaven alone knows how sad and lonely I shall feel in your absence. But you offered your services to the king, and it is not right that you should draw back when he requires you.
You have such wisdom as well as beauty. What should I do without your counsel?
Go then, and get ready, without weakness or hesitation. What you have promised, that you must fulfill. What honor demands, that you must give. The thought that we are both doing our duty, however difficult, should be some consolation to us. God bless you, my Joel. I do not know how I shall let you go. But there is no other course open to us.
The plans are unfolding smoothly, with never a fault.
You cannot complain, my lord.
So truly they say too much fortune is misfortune.
Superstition, Valarier, and therefore a sin, one which we should ignore.
Yes, my lord.
There have been times when I have been more than irritated by the little Aurore's sense of honor, but we have reason to be thankful for it this night.
He persuaded him to go?
We have both a strong sense of duty, an admirable quality in one's enemy, Valarier, which is so dependable. Had the Breton refused to go, it could have made things awkward. He is too big to argue with. Now, the game is ours.
We still have a long way to go, my lord.
Then nothing will miscarry, my friend, for are not you in charge of the next step?
It is a task that does not please me. Would it not have been better to send Esteban?
My friend, there is no one I trust as I trust you.
I could be sure of that, my lord.
My friend Valadier, what have you done to deserve such calumny from you? I have trusted you with all my secrets. You know my every plan.
That is what I'm afraid of.
Oh, you grieve me deeply, friend. And what is there for me to say? How can I disprove these suspicions? Believe me, you are my very dear friend. And I suggest that when this is over, Spain, a little village in Barcelona, might give you respite for a while. What say?
You are kind, my lord.
But now to the task in hand. The Chevalier and his lady should be here any moment. You have made all arrangements?
Yes, my lord. The rascal Corbeau. You remember him?
He was the villain who attacked Mademoiselle near the cathedral. He failed then, Valarier. Are you sure of him this time?
More so because of his recent failure. He has a spite, nay, several, to repay. Will not miss this chance to do so.
And the place?
At Bondier Forest, itself.
Good. It is a likely spot.
My Lord Duke, the horses are saddled. We should be on our way.
And so you shall be this moment, for I hear the Chevalier now.
On my sword, what a sight. Oh, it's a shame to kill him.
How well he looks in the scarlet and the blue, with that great sword cracking at his side. Oh, I wish it was some other we were sending on this journey. The sight of him and his sword catches my heart each time I see them, for they remind me of... but no, his weakness, and I have a duty too.
And see, mademoiselle. I mean, Madame de Lochmarie.
It seems nothing will shake her calm and courage. She will not weep, at least not outwardly. My children, are you ready?
Yes, my lord. We are ready.
Our friend, Monsieur de Maupertuis, here is impatient to be off.
We will not keep him longer.
I have my orders, you understand, madam. I cannot delay.
We understand.
The Chevalier, I have selected my best war horse for you. He is saddled and ready.
You are kind, my lord.
And as you must needs have some attendant on this journey, I give you my most faithful servant and friend, Valarier.
I am at your service, Chevalier. I deeply appreciate this courtesy, my lord. I thank you.
Chevalier, the hour grows late. I shall not keep you, monsieur. I will accompany you as far as the city boundary, there to give you further instructions. Will you be so kind as to mount, for we must go?
Farewell, Chevalier. May good luck travel with you.
Goodbye, my friend. Into your care I place my dear Aurore.
He could not be in better keeping, I assure you.
Farewell, my heart.
You do not go alone, my Joël. My soul goes with you.
You are as good as you are beautiful, Aurore. I shall be worthy of you.
God will bring you home to me, I know. Remember, I am your wife, proud to bear your name and happy in our love.
God shield you, sweetheart.
Chevalier?
I am coming. Farewell. I shall be back.
He is gone.
Madame, they are both gone.
Easy now. Easy. Chevalier, we part here.
You leave us here?
Those are my orders. These are the outskirts of Paris. You go on from here alone.
What, then, am I to do?
Report at once to Monsieur Louvet, Minister for War. He will give you the dispatches you were to take to Freiburg.
Will he be pleased to see me at this time? It is scarce light yet.
I can only give you the orders that were given to me. As a soldier, Chevalier, you would do well to obey them without question.
Have no fear, monsieur. I will do so. Farewell, then.
Farewell, Chevalier. And good luck ride with you.
Come, Monsieur Boulanger. On to Paris.
Chevalier, the place is locked and barred.
Are you sure that we have come to the right place?
This is the house of the Minister for War.
Then knock loudly on the door. My orders say I am to see him without delay, and as a soldier, monsieur, I must obey orders without question. Knock loudly. Wake the gentleman up. I must confess, unchristian as it is, it will give me some pleasure to inconvenience someone else for a change. Go on. Knock, Bois Laurier.
As you say, Chevalier.
I have not heard. Knock again.
Rogues and vagabonds. Is there nothing better to do than to wake good Christians from their beds at this hour? On your way, young sirs, before I call Monsieur de la Reynie and have you thrown into the Bastille. Be off with you.
Is this the house of Monsieur Louvet, the Minister for War?
Oh, so you are a young gentleman of knowledge, are you? Then find you have sufficient knowledge to realize that my master does not like to be woken at this hour. Go away!
I come on urgent business.
My master had sufficient urgent business but yesterday, and did not return from the great wedding at Saint-Germain until so late, it would be worth more than my life to wake him up.
Monsieur, I beg of you. Tell your master, the Chevalier de Locmaria is here.
Oh, so it was you he saw married then. Why didn't you say so before? I have a message for you.
Good. What is it?
Exactly what I told you in the beginning. Be off and don't come back till noon. My master will see you then.
Noon? Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure. Mr. Louvet will see you at noon. Now go away, and as if you cannot sleep yourself, pray have the kindness to let others do so.
Well, Chevalier, what now?
Turn about, Bois Laurier. Let us remount and make for an inn I know of. It is called the Moorish Trumpeter. It is a small place to be sure, but they'll be welcome, I'll be bound, for I've friends there, and they'll be glad to see us without a doubt. Come, Bois Laurier. The Moorish Trumpeter, and please heaven, breakfast.
That must be the place you spoke of. I can see the sign, and there's more light than at the last house we visited.
That man taking down the shutters is strange. I do not know that man. It is not the good Bonlaron, that is certain. Nor yet little Friquet. Oh, well, perhaps young Bistoquet has gone, and there is another in his stead. He had not sufficient fighting spirit to stay long with Master Bonlaron. Hey there!
Yes, your service, Chevalier.
Is Master Bonlaron within?
Bonlaron? Bonlaron?
Mine host of the Moorish trumpeter.
I am the host of this inn, monsieur.
Then where is Bonlaron and Friquet and Bistoquet? Where are they gone?
I know not of whom you talk.
Then how did you take possession of the Moorish trumpeter?
I bought it from a man who was a soldier, monsieur, and
You'll get nowhere with this one, Chevalier. He's a simpleton.
This soldier, was his name Bonlaron, perhaps?
Bonlaron, I do not know, monsieur. I never heard his name. I bought it from a man who bought it from a man...
Yes, I know.
They say there had been trouble, monsieur. The police were here. He was a poisoner, they told me. Oh, was it arson? I can't remember. You see, the man I bought it from a man...
Never mind, Master Landlord. Can you supply us with food and a bed?
Oh, yes, I can do that, and gladly, for few customers come this way.
Come now, let us have breakfast and some sleep before we return to Monsieur Louvet.
I will breakfast with you, monsieur, but not rest, for I have business to do in Paris before I leave.
Business? Shall I come with you?
Why, monsieur? Do you think I shall run away? This is personal business, which I can conduct myself. I shall be obliged if my watchdog will rest long enough to allow me this small freedom. It may be a long time before I am in Paris again.
Of course, Chevalier. I understand. As you say, it may be long before you are in Paris again.